Hello and welcome to today's episode of My Lover and I. My name is Patience Dogo and I'm your host for today's episode. I believe that you have gained one thing or two from our previous episodes. Remember that we gave assignments and I hope that you've taken on those assignments and you have gotten the needed answers. It's not okay to get the answers, work on it and discuss with your significant other. What are we talking about today? Medicals. In particular, your medical history. Medical history, you hear me say, yes, medical history. Now, as someone who is going to be living with someone else, planning to get married, planning to stay together as a couple, it's very, very important to know your medical history. Now, there are some ailments or diseases that might be dormant. They may look dormant now, but previously you had suffered some of these attacks. For instance, people who are asthmatic. Now, previously you may have suffered very, very serious attacks, but at the moment, it's very, very dormant. Now, it's okay to study this. Why is it important? It will help you to live your life. It will teach you what to eat. It will teach you the weather to avoid. It will teach you how to conduct yourself so that these things do not reoccur. Now, when you have discovered this, it's okay to take precautions so that they do not reoccur. Now, studying your medical history, you also need to know the medical history of your would-be spouse. Discuss these things together. You are living with a total, full-blooded human being in your house now, and you need to know some of the things he or she had suffered previously, so that in case these things reoccur again, it won't be a surprise to you. Now, after you've done that, you also need to know the medical history of your family. I mean your immediate biological family, the family you were born into. Now, when you have found out your own medical history, now talk to your parents, talk to your grandparents. If there were things they suffered as parents or grandparents, it's okay to know these things. They may not look important now because you do not suffer them, but there are ailments that sometimes are dormant with you, but when you give birth to children, they reoccur. So having these things at the back of your mind would help you on how to live, how to cater for your children, so that these ailments do not reoccur. So what are we saying today? Study your medical history. Discuss this with your significant other and let your significant other do the same. Ask your parents, get an assessment test of some of the things they suffered. You could go to your third, ancestry to find out what they suffered and what kind of ailments or diseases they had suffered. Now, after you've done all this, make sure that you take this information very seriously, discuss with your significant other, and take the necessary precautions to make sure that they do not reoccur. I trust that you've learned a thing or two from today's episodes. What's my assignment for today? Get a self-assessment of your medical history, the medical history of your spouse-to-be, and the medical history of your family. I thank you very much for joining in today. See you again next week for another very interesting episode. Have a pleasant day.